Okay. So there's that. Let's go into wire-guided torpedoes, since, well, this seems a bit more complicated than just looking at the target and then firing! Okay, learn how to set up and control wire-guided torpedoes. Things to practice. Modifying weapon settings, steering weapons to target, knowing the limitations of wires. Well, we would like to know the limitations of wire-guided torpedoes before we actually use the damn things. Surprises in war are not exactly a great thing. Okay. So, yeah, new command assignment. All right, we've been assigned to Sturgeon. Kalava. Kavala. Right. SSN 684. Right. Okay, at the beginning of any mission, you're presented with the... I already know this. Alright, fine. We'll just lodge into the mission then. Right, okay. We have a new sonar contact, bearing 0, designate Sierra 1. Very strong surface duct. Very strong thermal layer, 150 feet. This is not good, but at least the sea is calm. Well, alright, fine. We're getting in there then. All hands, man battle stations. Wire-guided torpedoes. Shift F1 to read about the torpedoes and wire guiding. Let's practice. Use tab to switch to the weapon. Switch to full screen map. Then use space to drag the mouse and set a waypoint approximately. Okay. Okay. Oh, we apparently have sonar contacts. Okay, right. Space to drag the mouse, set a waypoint approximately bearing 0, range 20 KYD. Bearing 0. Alright, so bearing 0, 20 KYD. Okay, right. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of lead it around, I suppose. Since we do have 3 contacts in the water. Okay, third column above the minimap shows the wire-guided torpedoes data. Weapon data. Okay, weapon data. Right. Data. Wire tube number. 1, course. 0. Range. 1.3 KWD. That's moving away from us. Bearing. Direction. Well, we already... Well, BRG, bearing, direction of your submarine to the direction of your submarine to the weapon. Okay, how far it is. That's a little esoteric, but okay. Range to enable, distance from the weapon to its waypoint. Okay. Time to run, seconds left of the weapon to run. Okay, so we have 9 minutes. Komsomo? Komsomo. Well, this seems like a very Russian thing. And also, we apparently have tracking data on it as well. So what are we dealing with here? Okay. It's another Russian arms ship. This is apparently what we're going to be sinking for the rest of this... Well, for the majority of this Let's Play. Drunk Russian merchants. Okay, note that 1 next to the torpedo icon on the tactical map. This is the tube wire number, right. Okay. Okay. Well, it's kind of hard to see because it's really, really small. But yeah, there's 1 next to the torpedo right there. Okay, so. Next. If torpedo 1 reached its waypoint and is already active, fire another torpedo bearing 0 range KYD. Right, if we're taking too fucking long, go fire another one. Left click to pick up the waypoint. You may need to zoom the map if other icons are nearby. Drag the waypoint and mouse around to say bearing 330 range 3 KYD. Right click to place the waypoint in a new position. Use your escape. Oh, okay. Alright, so we can... Alright, so we can pick this up. And then try and intercept the Cosmo over here. Is it going to turn? Yes, it does, in fact, turn. Okay. Once the torpedo reaches its waypoint, it becomes enabled and starts searching for a target. Now uses the sensor... Actually, wait a minute. Can I update that again? Okay, can be steered directly. Okay, alright, so we're gonna set it this way. And then when it runs in it, it should intercept our Russian friend here and automatically track him. Oh. Oh, you see it's got something. Where's our boy? There's our fish. Is he going to get him, though? I think he's going to get him. You see, this is the smartest torpedo in the torpedo school. Right. Thought. Well, that's another Russian ship down at the bottom. Though evidently we may have some problems with, well, some other forces in the area, though they may be more merchant ships. Okay, so we have now sunk 2 Russian vessels during our training exercise. Okay, so there's him burning. Okay, right, so let's see here. 1 torpedo has reached its waypoint and is enabled. Use keypad 4 and 5 to change direction. Torpedo will continue straight unless the tube setting is used to set another search pattern. Okay, well, we just kind of lased it to the target, but I'm assuming you can use the keypad to kind of maneuver the you know, it had a cone in front of it, so obviously you could probably maneuver the cone around and then it'll find the target on its own. Use keypad 5 and 8 to change depth. Depth can also be adjusted by setting the tube setting to run level, run shallow, or run deep. Run deep. Opening conditions tab at 5 will show the current depth of the torpedo. I'm not exactly sure what that's gonna do, but the wire-guided torpedo basically just exploded and killed that ship the way we wanted it to. Hang on, let me have a look-see out here. Oh yeah, he's already gone. Oh, he's going down bow first. Or rather, stern first. What a dramatic motherfucker. Uh-huh. Okay. So what else do we got here? There's another ship out here, but where did he go? Ooh. Okay, so that's I. Right. Okay. Call sign Dawn, apparently. And then there's one actually actually near us. Somewhere around here. We should be able to see him, but evidently he's no— oh, wow, that's really close. And he's in. Right, okay. Right. Other torpedo actions. 4 will activate the torpedo if it has reached— well, wait. 4 will activate a torpedo as if it had reached its waypoint. Okay, so we can activate it early. Shift 4 cuts the wire, preventing further external control. Disabled for training. Wire-guided torpedoes will not home on friendly vessels, but one with a cut or broken wire can. Oh, well, that's a problem. We have to be worried about that, I suppose. Once we cut the wire, they become sociopathic and just start seeking out metal things in the water to explode. They are simple but effective machines. Built for war, but war is all they know. Right. Disabled for training purposes. However, a wire may be broken unintentionally with the same effect as cutting a wire. Oh. That might be— that may cause some issues. Use Shift F1 to read about conditions causing wire breakage and how to avoid it. Okay, yeah, please explain to me how the fuck that works. The wire connecting a torpedo to the fire control computer is relatively fragile and may unintentionally be broken. A wire may break on launch, which is unavoidable, and the wire will automatically be cut if a new weapon is loaded into the tube with a wire. Some submarine classes have fewer wires than tubes, such that additional wire-guided torpedoes launchers will not possess a wire. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so some submarine classes have, well, they have tubes, but they don't have enough wires to go around. So that might actually be useless in order to load wire-guided torpedoes into them. Something to note. Wire breakage while a torpedo is running can be minimized by moving at a slow speed, keeping your submarine level, keeping the weapon within a 60-degree arc of the bow of your submarine. Okay. Right, so we can't make any fancy weird maneuvers while we're trying to just basically move the torpedo around. We want to fire forward and keep the submarine as steady as possible so that we do not break the wire and then have a runaway torpedo on our fucking hands. Yeah, we want to avoid that. Guided missiles. We'll see that later on, I think. But okay, well we got that. So just stay steady and fire the torpedo very carefully so that we do not kill each other. Well, not kill ourselves and any friendly NATO contacts in the area. Very simple. Be sure that the camera is following one of your torpedoes. Use F3 or left click to use 4 to enable the torpedo if not already active. Using tube settings or direct steering, point your torpedo at one of the target ships. Once in range, your torpedo should lock on and home in on the target. Try sinking the other targets. Use R to reload more torpedoes if needed. Okay. Alright, so we're going to fire another one. Also, we have a lead indicator on this guy now. That's interesting. Okay, so that's another torpedo in the water. That's low light. Right. Alright, so that's that. So we're going to... Right, so we're going to use 4 to take this guy out and see what we can manage here. Also, the wire is unfortunately not represented in the game world, which is kind of sad, but, well, you get the idea. Okay. Try to sink the torpedoes can also be guided using the map. However, this usually requires enough data to accurately plot the target's position. A subject to be examined in mission 5. Okay, right. So we need to that's our data collection services. Okay. So we are closing on Azion here. However, unfortunately, he looks like he's moving a little bit too fast for our torpedo to actually meet him. Or rather, he may not be in the same area that we expect. However, we will also, well, now we're going to use manual targeting to make sure that it actually kills the target. Okay, but it looks like he may just actually wind up there. But actually, no, he's at a this might be lower in depth. So let's see here. This is the thing, right? Or rather, this should be the buttons. Right, so assuming this is level, light, and then deep, right? Those are the things? I have no idea. But we'll figure it out as we go. Okay. It looks like we will, in fact, miss the target if we do not take matters into our own hands. So, we will now press 4. And, well, there he goes. Right, can we steer him, though? Yes, we can steer him. However, he is, as you can see by the giant, well, pseudo-pencil on the minimap, he is already pretty much locked onto the target, and he does not require us to really do anything. He's got it. He doesn't need any backseat driving from the submarine captain. He can kill a target. He's trained for this his entire life. He's a computer in a bomb. He knows what he's doing. Boom. Alright. More Russian arms and equipment sent to the bottom of the ocean. However, there's still another contact out there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to select the next torpedo and then put it over there. Though he's not going to be there by the time that torpedo gets there. So we're going to have to kind of guess based on his position where he'd be by the time we get up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this, if we can, right? And not select the thing. Okay, that might be a thing. Don't put the target, don't put the bearing, or rather the waypoint directly on ships. Apparently the interface gets confused. So, now we can do that. And just kind of, since he's going this direction, we'll just kind of have him just sort of about there, maybe. Or actually, well, about there. The torpedo is going to have it. The torpedo is basically fine when it actually gets out there. It's just getting out there that's the problem. Once it actually activates, it will find the Russian, and it will sink the Russian. However, we just need to make sure that it activates when it can see the Russian, evidently. Also, let's try reloading a tube here. Okay. Okay. We are slowly entering the tube. Very slowly. That's an effective loading screen, I suppose. Okay, so what's the information on our target? He is continuing on his course. The torpedo is still continuing on its course. He looks like he's going, well, he's going slightly, well, slightly right. So this might be an issue, but we need to make sure that this torpedo is going to actually hit him. He's kind of far away, though. But I would be worried about this if I didn't have if the game did not tell me down here that this torpedo has 8 minutes to actually get something done. Now, you see, here's the thing here. I hope it actually gives me the quote-unquote limitations of wire-guided torpedoes, because right now it doesn't seem like there actually is any. There might be, in terms of actually finding a target. They're probably going to explain that, you know, more about me in a a situation where I might be screwed over in a completely calm sea where I'm firing at helpless and aimless Russian ships. But it kind of just seems like as long as you actually get the torpedo in the general area of where the target is, the torpedo handles the rest. Though, like I said, the wire is probably the issue. Standing still, or rather, well, you need to keep the submarine kind of going in the same direction in order to maintain the connection from the wire, or standing still, which could potentially fuck your day up if you do it at the wrong time. That's what I'm seeing here. So, unfortunately, this is going to take a little while, so we can actually, well, I suppose, look around the rest of this game and kind of admire what's going on here. Oh, this isn't a merchant ship. This is a Navy vessel. Oh, it's not a... It's kind of a little bit big for a destroyer, but it still actually might be one. Once again, I don't... You see, this is the thing. Navy's a blind spot for me, and also Cold War Navy is a tremendous blind spot for me. I can kind of understand ships even before World of Warships, but that's World War II era. Yeah, actual, like, going into 60s and 80s naval technology, not really my thing. Though, it's not like I don't interest it. It's not like I'm not interested in it. It's just that I've never actually encountered it, so I don't actually have any perception on it at all. I'm not expecting this game to really tell me all that much, but, well, we'll have to learn some things on the job. And also, I should remark that this is a very, very atmospheric game, even from just the tutorials. It's very, you know, this is kind of very calming, and also the soundtrack for this game is actually, from what I hear, very nice. Rather, just like adequate. Just kind of, it may be simple, but it gets the job done for a submarine game. Okay, so, what's the situation on our torpedo? The target is moving way, way quicker. So I'm gonna have to adjust this plotting to make sure we just keep up with Dawn here. The slipperiest of all the merchant ships. Then again, because he's not a merchant ship at all. He's a destroyer, or a destroyer escort, or something like that. He is moving very quickly, though. And also, we have about 5 minutes. This is actually going to run really, really close here in terms of actually getting him. We have 5 minutes before this torpedo actually runs out of fuel. Or rather, burns itself out. But, I'm not exactly sure if we're actually going to get to him in time. He's moving way too quickly. Or rather, he was already way too far away. So we'll see about this, but it looks like we might be able to get him if we're lucky. Or rather, the torpedo is going to be able to figure it out. But then again, no, I don't think so. Judging by the current course and speed. But then again, he actually is moving. It was 8 minutes up here, so he's about halfway done with his fuel, and he is more than halfway between us and, well, between the straight line between us and Dawn. So he may just have just enough fuel to actually get there. We shall see. We can see Dawn over there in the distance. However, he's going to keep shuffling the fuck around, so it may be prudent to continually adjust the marker. But this is apparently what most of the game is going to be, aside from avoiding detection, which, well, we have yet to actually get to the tutorials for that, but we will. You see, at about this time, the entire crew is sitting on the bridge of the submarine, probably cast in red light, just kind of calmly watching the radar information tick in. The man at the scope is continually updating the captain on range to target and the target's movement. The captain's probably looking there with a stern face, with his hat on, probably hasn't shaved in a week. But then again, maybe he's a prim and proper Navy man. Maybe he shaves every morning. But okay, so it would seem as though we are mostly, you see, well, we only got 3 minutes left here. So I think we can, well, he's going to be able to track the target, but the question is he actually going to catch him? I think we may have to actually break the tutorial here for a little bit. We are closing in on him. It's just the question is, are we actually going to get him before the torpedo runs out of fucking fuel? We may have to cheat the tutorial and figure out how to actually move our submarine. Okay, but he's not okay, so the torpedo has not oh, this is the lock-on. Right. Okay, so we have to get it into the triangle in order to find the target. Okay, alright. In this case, it looks like he's going to have just enough fuel to actually get there. So, let's see here. In order to track the target, this bar down here is the direction, and the actual, well, somewhere around the grid, he actually, the torpedo can actually pick up the target and track it, but it's somewhere, basically around this line somewhere. And also, I'm assuming, whatchamacallit, I'm assuming a knuckle or a countermeasure could be dropped to actually confuse the targeting system of the torpedo. And also, I'm assuming a knuckle forms when a ship turns really hard after it knows that there is a torpedo being fired at it. So that might be a problem that interferes with the wire-guided torpedo, and also any other countermeasures will probably fuck with the guidance system as well. But it looks like we're actually going to catch Dawn here, with maybe about 30 seconds to spare, actually a minute to spare, by judging by the speed. Right? Right? I wonder if the captain's on the bridge now, taking shots and shooting the breeze with the helmsman. Oh, there's one guy on the deck who's about to get absolutely fucking exploded by that! Or two guys on the deck. We probably killed both of them. Well, there we go. That guy's probably sunk. Actually, he is sunk. Considering the minimap tells me he's sunk. Considering that we can take multiple torpedo strikes, or rather we have damage control, we probably we'll probably encounter targets that are more sturdy than this, and will not actually sink to just one torpedo strike. We will see what we can, well, we can manage with those ships as well. But, well, there goes Dawn, down to the bottom of the ocean. See if we can center the camera on him. Right. Well, that's all the targets in the area. So I suppose that's it for this one. Alright, now we leave combat. Well, this game is proceeding at a very kind of slow pace, but, well, you know, it's slowly building its mechanics in front of me. It's kind of going information overload with just having, you know, an instruction manual over there, but, well, not every game can be as, I suppose, prim and proper as a AAA game for explaining all of its mechanics in a tutorial, though every one of them should, because that's intuitive and it's nice. And it would mean that more people actually play these types of simulator games. Just because you can sit there and explain to people in mountains of words doesn't, you know, mean that that's the best way of actually doing it. You're making a video game, guys, not writing a book. But, well, I suppose that's it for us here. See you later, Dawn. Okay, so, after action report. Com Sol Mol, sunk. Andy Zan, sunk. Dawn, sunk. Weapons remaining, 9 Mark 48s, 3 Moss, 8 UGM 84s, 0 TASMs. I don't know what these are. I don't know what these acronyms are. Someone explain to me what these acronyms are. And system damages, none. Okay then, moving on.